What's up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday, time for some shenanigans, some great music, and a whole lot of fun. But before we get started, we're going to do what we always do, and we are going to thank the Patreons. These guys are absolutely awesome, and we got to welcome our newest Patreon, Jennifer, Kilo Foxtrot 8. Echo X-Ray Tango. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, shout out to our YouTube members, equally important, blue in the chat or green, and welcome our newest YouTube member, my cuz, Whiskey Delta 4 Juliet Mike. And then we got the ever-changing board that once again has changes. Kilo Delta 9 uniform Victor Kilo after the last stream moves up to the third spot. And Alpha Delta 8 Kilo Bravo with a donation in the members only stream from this week.
Nice.
Gets him on the board. So welcome on the board, Michael. Dan, what is going on, buddy?
Man, it's contest weekend. If you haven't noticed, your 5'9" check with Golf Alpha 95 or whatever. Good Lord, the bands have been. Oh my jeez. Made a couple good contacts this morning though. Got some DX on the high bands like 10 meters and 15 meters. But other than that, I kind of stayed off the radio. But
wait! Before you do the names, also shout out to my TikTok fan club because I know there's at least one of them in here. Right, meow.
Yeah, that's right. Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar YouTube said was first in the chat. That's our buddy Ron Chris over at Georgia Parks and Propagation. Go check him out here on the YouTubes. Toby was next. Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta. Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie Park 2 Park is next. Good to hear you. Daryl's here. Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra X-Ray Hotel CQ Sweepstakes. That's right. Kelly Rose KI4JAV meow. Good to see you. Andy Callie, what is up? Our buddy Ronnie Kilo Oscar 4 Zulu. Romeo X-Ray is here. Kent Kilo 9 Alpha Echo. What's going on? Mike 88 K to B says the word for the day is splatter. That's right, man. They were every like 0.5 kc in there. It was nuts. Jen, what's going on? KF8EXT. Good to hear you. Good to get y'all on y'all's activation as well. Gene McPhee from Killeen, Texas, and 3X US. Always good to have you in here, buddy. Scott N2TKT. Good evening to you. Martini, Whiskey Delta 4, Juliet Mike says the stream is broadcasted today by the letter H. That's right. Terry's here with Yokohama, Kilo 8, Golf, Quebec. Good to see you. Yokohama. Zach is here, Kilo 4, Zulu, Sierra, Romeo. What is up? He says today is his 4-month CW anniversary, and he has 2,500 plus QSOs.
Nice.
That is awesome. Dad is here, Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Victor Kilo, and Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Delta Victor. Yeah, they're both here. Go check that out. Brent, November 4 Bravo Delta Whiskey. What is going on, buddy? Kilo 4 Otata Jello, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well. The Ostrich is here. K3 My Toy Ostrich. Chris, good to see you. Eastern Standard Time is here. And Alpha. Hello, you two. Chris Coble, Whiskey Zero, Charlie Golf Charlie. The 5-watt sweepstakes wonder. I heard him hunting sweepstakes today, and he was blowing it out of the water. Good job. Frequency Frontiers, KY4GM. Good to see you, buddy. Dennis Alpha Delta 9 and Whiskey Mike is also here. That rounds out the chat for now. But hey, CQ Sweepstakes. How's your CQ Sweepstakes weekend been, James?
Before I answer that, Dennis, did you happen to hunt me in the last week or so and happen to hear any comments in my pile up? I'm just curious. I'm asking for a friend.
Oh, ain't no telling what's been said in your pile ups. That's the problem.
That's true. But I tell you, today was not a good day for me because evidently the bands were good early, and after that it went to crap because it was just absolute crap I'm not talking about the sweepstakes. I'm just talking about band conditions. I know it. I had people parking me left and right because they couldn't get nobody. They were saying, and it was just absolutely crap. Which made for a good TikTok stream because I was more interactive with my chat. But
yeah, they were great this morning. Probably about the time you were getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah, probably by the time I was going to bed. Yeah, that you'll have that on that work. 48 hours in a 24-hour period job.
I didn't even, I wasn't planning on turning the radio on, but I loaded the spots page. The radio wasn't on, and I loaded the spots page and just had it up there looking. There was a lot of, because that time in the morning, 6:30, 7 in the morning, 7:30, there's a lot of Europe on because it's their afternoon over there, right? Especially on a Sunday. And I noticed all these spots, and I didn't pay no mind to them. But then I started to see our buddy Dom, November Charlie 4 X-Ray Lima, respotting all these guys, saying like 5-1 Mobile, North Carolina, 5-7 Mobile, North Carolina, 5-5 Mobile, North Carolina. I said, well, heck, let me turn the radio on and see what all this is about. And sure enough, they were there. We had some fun this morning. What's Brent say? Bumping out. Got a PVC tree to finish lighting up. Please give thanks ahead of Thanksgiving and join the HRAC Patreon. Absolutely.
So once again, our technically challenged grandpa says he cannot watch live streams on TikTok Lite. That is incorrect because I know people that watch live streams who have TikTok Lite. So it has to be a setting you've got turned on.
Maybe it's just him. I don't know. Yeah, Roy, what's up? KT4EM from Clayton, North Kakalaki. Good to have you in here, buddy. November 0, Victor Tango Yankee. Testing the short version of the Whiskey 3 Elta Delta Papa. That's Elta. That's what I'm going to say from E from now on. Your Elta Delta Papa antenna.
So speaking of antennas, it kind of sucked today because somebody on my stream asked me what antenna I was using. And I couldn't tell them because I'm testing an antenna, and I told them if they would wait a week, I will be dropping what I was using.
Yep.
But and here's the thing, it definitely was not the antenna's fault for the band conditions because I did switch and try 2 other antennas and got equal performance, which was garbage. So,
but hey. Yeah,
he says he upgraded to the full version.
Yeah, I've read a lot on the Facebook today that the bands were kind of crappy during the afternoon. But
yeah, they definitely was. Like, although I did get Charlie Tango 1 on CW, and I got some weird stuff, but on weird bands. But for the most part, it was pretty garbage. People that are always 5.9s were 5.5s, so it was. And the count just wasn't there. I was out there for quite a while and did not produce the count that I'm used to in 5 minutes. And I was out there for a while.
But hey, the contest should be about over, so give the bands a breather.
Like I said, the contesters, yeah, they were horrible. I don't know. So. Contesters are like POTA people, and we all hate the vids that want to come and take over your frequencies and stuff. But the contesters are no better.
Yeah,
they literally will go one away from. I scrolled the band today, and I just slowly every one station. I scrolled the whole entire spectrum of the band, and every one there was a station on. And then I heard some guy say, all right, I'm going to QSY. And I said, CQ photo. As soon as he said, I'm going to QSY, I was CQ photo.
What he meant was he's going to QSY, which means he was going to move like 0.5 up.
Well, that was his problem. I ran it from there.
Yeah. But, yeah. That's what I think they do. They spin the dial and go, because I heard a lot of people. And I'm not saying you don't have to activate on the 0s or the 5s. I'm not saying you have to, but there was a good amount of people that were on like 14 to 20 whatever .3. Like, how exactly do you choose that? You know?
You know, a lot of soda stations do weird stuff like that. You know, because I've been hunting a lot of soda lately. Ooh, that reminds me. I got to go look at that log. I got a soda. I got a log in the log that I did from today. Uh, yeah, I had a guy hunt me. He's like, yeah, I'm just sitting up here on this summit, getting ready to do a summit. I was like, oh, what's your summit number?
Terry said he got 3 today, working towards that shack sloth.
If people keep going out for the month of December, I will have my shacks off by the end of December. But that's, you know, it's getting cold, so people's got to keep going out. Hoping this week to actually do a soda myself, and Josh is going to activate his first summit.
How many summits you got around there?
Oh, there's plenty.
Jeez.
There's plenty.
This will be, if you do one, this will be what, your 4th one?
5th.
5th? Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, there's one probably 2 miles from me that's not even been activated ever.
Really?
And I'm just trying to find the best way into it.
I bet you Carlos can get you on the top real quick.
Oh, I bet he could.
Yeah.
And then I can just roll down.
Yeah, then he got to worry about getting down. Yeah, that's true.
No, down's easy. You just roll.
Yeah.
Tuck and roll. I pick up momentum quickly when I roll. Ask Kaylee.
That's right. Oh, it ends like tonight.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Wait, all right, so I got 2 different, and it's 2200 Eastern. Okay, yeah, okay, yep, that makes sense.
Well, Gene has a question here.
Can a wire self-shorten? I wouldn't think so. I mean, it's not like it jumped in a cold pool or anything. I don't think it's going to get any shorter.
I don't think they can. My opinion.
I don't think you can stretch it to make it longer either. That'd be nice sometimes, though. You can always add wire onto it. But...
Yeah, that's where those little things that I have, I forget what they're called, but that you can pull up the end and stick the wire and pull up the other end and stick the wire and clamp them down and they're connected.
Wow, Wagyu connectors, yeah.
Yeah, them things are cool. Yeah, they will stretch and have to be trimmed.
I didn't think about that too. Yeah, if it self-shortened on you N0 VTY, that's a good theory. Maybe the wire broke inside the insulation where you can't see that it broke, so it appears to be shorter. That would make sense.
Now,
Mr. Fox is here.
Speaking of that, and 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So I get out there today and randomly I get a one of my jumpers, and I don't know that it's a jumper at first. So I'm problem shooting everything. I couldn't get the tuner to work at all. So then I took, which I've just been playing with that tuner for the last couple of days. So I took it down, got my good tuner out of the bag, plugged it in. It won't tune. Now this thing will tune a wet noodle. So I'm like, what is going on? And it ended up being a jumper issue. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with the jumper, but somewhere in there something's broke.
What happened to the jumper? Is it in the trash?
No, it's somewhere around here because it actually has really nice connectors on it.
I have a bad habit about that because I found 1 or 2 jumpers over my years that had gone bad, and I'll just throw them back in the closet. And sure than crap, about a year later, I go grab a jumper because I need one, and I'm scratching my head about why my stuff doesn't work. And then it dawns on me, oh yeah, that was the bad jumper that I should have threw out. Yeah.
John K4 says, "What's a summit?" Asking here from Southeast Michigan. Yeah, I don't know. Ask the guy from South Georgia down there what a summit is.
Yeah. If you're on a soda summit here, you're probably standing on top of an anthill. That's about it. Closest summit to me is 4 hours. Stone Mountain will be closer than Montana. Yeah.
That's the only problem. Well, I take that back. I have a few problems, but that's the main problem I have with soda. Is it's it's kind of like the same problem that I have with Poda, where I think they should do away with the furs because it's not fair to everybody. You know, like if you don't have a twofer within 3 hours of you, you can't activate like a guy that's got a 6-fer and a 5-fer and a 4-fer within 15 minutes of his house.
Yeah.
So it makes it an unfair advantage. Same thing with soda. There's not sodas everywhere. Like when I go to Florida in February, I can't do a summit. There is no summits in Florida.
Yeah. I mean, I got a 2-fer pretty close to me, but nothing more than that. There's definitely no 3-fers or anything.
Well, that's the thing. To get to a 2-fer from my house in West Virginia, I got to drive the Panther. You know, that's not real bad. But to get to another one, I'd have to drive another 3 hours.
Yeah.
To get to a 3-fer, I'd have to drive out of state.
I don't think I can get to another. Besides the one I'm talking about with the Florida Scenic Trail, I don't think there's another one remotely close.
But then, you know, you go to places like DC and there's a 6-fer, a 5-fer, 2 4-fers, lots of 3-fers. You know, it's not. It should be fair across the board. If you're going to run something, everything about it should be fair. That's just my opinion, and my opinion doesn't matter. But my other problem with the soda is you can't activate the same summit but once a year.
Yeah.
Well, you can, but it does you no good. It doesn't give you any points.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, at least make it every 6 months or something, I would say.
Chris says he has a 2-fer about 15 minutes from him. Next up is about 2 hours. For a 3-fer, it's probably 3.5 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
What's the 3-fer, Chris? Is it?
Yeah,
is it 3.5 hours toward where I'm going to be?
There's a couple of 2-fers close to me, but they all of them are the same fur, so all of them are the same Florida Scenic Trail. So to get to a totally distinct 2-fer, I don't think there's one remotely close.
Well, that's like when I go to Florida, I will do it several days a week. I'll do a rove that hits a 2-fer, then a 2-fer, then a 2-fer. You know, I'll hit that 7 days, several days a week, because it's just convenient for me and I get good contacts, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I'm not saying I don't use them. You know, I'm going to use them because everybody else is using them. Yeah, I'm saying it would be more fair for everybody.
Zach has it made. Closest park is 12 minutes, several 2-fers within a half an hour or so, and there's a 4-fer less than an hour.
What is the 4-fer, Zach? I'm curious.
I think I'd be camping out at a 4-fer.
I mean, Zach's on the other side of Kentucky than I was from, that I hit anyway. But I'm curious because I messed up when I activated there. I'm sure.
Exo says there's a 4-fer in the driveway. That's right, buddy.
You got a McDonald's in your driveway?
Everything is a 4-fer, man. It all depends on how far you zoom the map out.
3 for near Ocala. Okay.
Yeah.
We're starting a new thing called the Goda.
Dollar General on the air.
Oh, you know, it'd be easy for everybody to activate. That'd be for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody's closest park would be within 15 minutes. You know, that's their business model. They want you to not be able to drive 15 minutes in one direction and not run into a Dollar General.
I can believe it. I mean, as many as we see driving around. For sure.
Not in Kentucky. Okay, Zach, that makes sense. Terry said he can walk to Dollar General.
Yeah. Bucky's on the air. Yeah. Where's the three for up near Ocala?
I go to Bucky's. The last thing I'm worried about is the radio.
Yeah, get that brisket sandwich. You ain't got to worry about the radio. Yeah, the closest park to me, Kent. So Kent has a park within 5 minutes of him. The closest park to me is, if I drive really fast, half an hour. Look at that. We got coordinates to the forefront. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, buddy. I'm going to look this up on the map. Let's see what kind of shenanigans we can get into here.
But the other problem is with the furs is you get people that don't research the furs. They self-interpret what should be a fur.
He says it's not in Kentucky. No, he didn't lie to you. It's in Indiana, but it's that far away from Kentucky. All right, let's see. You got the Ohio River.
Which is Lewis and Clark.
Yep. You have the mouth of the Blue River Nature Preserve. Maybe. Now I'm just looking on Google Maps trying to figure this out. I haven't looked on the POTA map. Maybe O'Brien Woods State Park as well. I'm not sure. Zach, tell me if I'm getting close. I mean, it's hard to tell from Google Maps where the parks are.
He said 2262.
It looks like a nice little spot too, because there's a little parking area right there. Yeah, that looks like a pretty cool spot. I like it.
Brian said lots of twofers with the Trail of Tears. But that's the thing. Around here where I'm at right now, it's easy for me to do furs because like 4509 and 6927 is everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere. I can do them as a threefer with Joyce Kilmer. I can do them as a threefer with the Trail of Tears. I can do them. I can take 4509 and go 4509 in the Appalachian Trail. I can do. I mean, it's those. This area here is rich in that stuff. So
8313. That's right. Good to see you, Dom. How you doing, buddy?
I wouldn't be surprised if the leader at 8313 is Dom. I don't know that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
He's got a lot of contacts there.
Let's look. (8313) Activator stats. Number of activations. Number 1 with 236. November Charlie 4 X-Ray Lima. Hunter QSOs. Number 1 with 2,236. November Charlie 4 X-Ray Lima. Activator QSOs. Number 1 with 65,753. November Charlie 4 X-Ray Lima. Oh my goodness. 65,000. Let's look at 1810. the capital, you got 47,300 and change. 65,000.
It's crazy.
And Mountain to See. That's nuts. Oh my goodness, that's nuts. All right, so that goes to show you guys, if you go out and activate and you always get 2 cups of coffee, you will be good to go for 65,000 QSOs, because you will be just caffeinated and rip roaring and ready to go. Man, that's crazy.
No, we were talking 8313, Brian. Mountain to Sea.
3791. He wants to know.
Oh, that's what you want to see, what the numbers are?
Yeah, that's the Trail of Tears. All right, Trail of Tears, number 1 in the activations category with 532 activations. Stand by for Chandra. The 100 QSOs. Toby leads 100 QSOs there with 1,453. Activator, 28,173 is Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie Mobile. Yes, sir. The Pearsons are in the top. They're 2, 3, and 4 in the top 100s. That's awesome.
Yeah, Trail of Tears is so big. Like,
Yeah.
We all know I don't hunt, but I think I have like 460 some QSOs with Trail of Tears, which are all park to parks. So I mean, that Trail of Tears, it's everywhere. I mean, Brian works it all the time. Michael works it down in Murphy. I've been working it up here since I've been here. I mean, it's crazy how how big that is.
He's creeping up on there. Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie. You got 23,500 at Wheeler National.
Look at daggone it. How am I forgetting the number? Look at the Lewis and Clark Trail and see if Reed ain't in the top, toward the top.
Lewis and Clark.
4. See, I'm done forgetting park numbers. 4778 or 4776.
Does Lewis and Clark State Park have more than one park number? There might be more than one.
Not the state park, the trail.
Yeah. No, I typed Lewis and Clark and it shows Lewis and Clark State Park like 4 times with different numbers, but there could be different state parks in different states, just named the same. Lewis and Clark State Parks, Lewis and Clark Trail. No, that's a Trail State Park. What's the park number for Lewis and Clark Trail, guys? Help me out.
47. Oh my God! I used to activate it all the time. I got an eagle there, and I can't even remember it.
Well, you got so many eagles. I don't blame you.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on, I'll find it. I'll bring up photo. I can find it quickly.
I'm looking here too I've probably hunted it forever. 4572. 4572. I got it. Lewis and Clark.
You got it? Okay.
Thank you, Chris. All right. Who do you want to know about?
I want to know if Reed is in the top.
Reed is the top number of activations, and he is second in activator QSOs with 16,000.
I figured he hits that one quite a bit.
He has the most number of activations there, 314. Man, that is nuts.
I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that because here's the thing: if I go through a state and it's a state that I haven't activated Lewis and Clark, I have to do it. I think they should have an activated all Lewis and Clark.
That's a good idea, and they should have activated and hunted all Pennsylvania game lands. Yeah,
anything that's over 10 states should have an activated all.
Yeah,
Like
I can see that.
Appalachian Trail should have it.
Yeah. Pota Boy just sub. Appreciate the sub, buddy. KD8. Is that LHR? Yeah, I can see. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, thank you very much. And if you look here in the chat somewhere, or Dan can drop it really quick, we have a Discord as well, and you can learn anything you need to learn about POTA in that Discord.
We can learn anything?
And you can actually ask the dumb questions that you're not allowed to ask on the POTA Facebook page, and people won't be mean and rude to you.
That's right.
But yeah, thanks very much for the submission. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that'll rewatch the show over and over and over and over and over again and not subscribe.
Okay, so all right, this is shenanigans. I'm gonna bring this up because I saw 2 separate posts today. Yeah, activating Olive Trail. You know, I got that on my notebook. Actually, that's in my to do. All right. The what was I gonna say? Facebook. All right. Twice from 2 different people. One of these people was an extra class operator. I'm not going to name any names because I'm not out to embarrass anybody or call anybody out, but it's ridiculous. One person asks, is it okay if a non-licensed person talks on the radio as long as the licensed person is there to supervise?
And they were an extra.
Well, no. Yes, it is. That's called third-party traffic. The only thing you have to be careful for is there's some rules for DX places that don't allow third-party traffic. Now, this is on your technician test. This is like basic technician law kind of. You should know this if you're a licensed ham radio operator. The second question was, and this one was from the extra class. Can my technician friend come along with me on a POTA activation? We're on 20 meters. Can he give his call sign out to get credit for a park to park? And, you know, and I looked at the question for a little while and I was kind of trying to decide how I was going to respond to it. I respond that you're an extra class operator. You should know the answer to this. My question is, right, only on 10 meters. Well, not only on 10 meters, but yeah. But one, they should know this because this is technician level knowledge. 2, if I didn't know that as an extra class operator, I don't think I would ask on Facebook. I would Google the answer just so you don't run into people that I guess I would be embarrassed to ask that question. Just saying, you know, but hey. But yeah, if you're on 20 meter sideband, actually, if you're on 20 meters at all, you can't be on 20 meters at all as a technician. So it would be third-party traffic. You use the control operator's call sign. Period. Now, techs do have some privileges on other bands down in CW. But man, I don't man.
Yep, I've had I've had plenty of technicians contact me on 40 meters. CW.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, that does not mean a technician can cross-band CW in the sideband portion of the band. They cannot do that.
Because if you're cross-banding, it is not a CW contact.
They have to stay in the lower CW portion of the band. That's correct. But yeah, it kind of floored me Zach, you're right. You should be embarrassed to ask that question, which is why I would never answer it. I mean, never ask it. It's almost like people I'm not saying there's anything bad or good about it, but it's almost like people memorize the answers but don't fully understand it to get their licenses. But this guy's been an extra since like 2023, 2022, something like that. So I mean, he's not a newbie, quote unquote. But
I was going to say, you better be careful because I memorized all the answers to pass all my tests.
yeah, but
Everything,
you knew that.
everything I learned and know about a radio has been spent by being on the radio. The test didn't help for anything. I still believe that the test should be totally redone. The tests are designed for people who are going to be building and making their own stuff.
Where did you learn that you can have an unlicensed person talk on the radio as long as you're supervising them?
Well, yeah.
You probably retained that from the test.
Yeah.
Okay. The same thing with a technician using their call sign on 20-meter sideband. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm too hard on people. I don't know.
Now the only test I did not do memorization with was the Canadian test because I had to study it because I had to know it because it's, even though did radio for years, I was already an extra in the States. Their laws and stuff is way different than ours. Yeah. And I had to really cram to take my Canadian test.
That there's like 60,000 questions out of the pool. Right?
Oh yeah. My 100 question with like a 10,000 pool Canadian test. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right, Dom. That's exactly what it is. Each class of license gives the licensee the privileges in the designated areas cut and dry. And everybody wants to go outside of the edges to see what they can get for nothing. That's one of the reasons why I upgraded the extra. One, the primary one was so I can become a VE and help other people get their license and test for it. The secondary reason was I got tired of looking at the band plan chart. So
now you can go where you want.
So now if I want to test my radio, I spin the dial, and if it goes to a sideband mode, not automatically to CW, I just start talking. Don't care.
Yeah. Honestly, that's one of the two reasons I wanted to do it, because Dad was an extra when he was alive. And because of that reason, I wanted to stop looking at a band chart.
But I still find myself
the only time I think I've used the privilege of it was actually to hunt Dom.
Yeah.
Because he goes down in the advanced portion.
He does. I've gotten a couple DXs, here and there, down in there, but I actually look at the band plan a lot on the POTA activation because I still don't know the band plan by memory. I'll go ahead and admit that. And I look at the band plan just to make sure I'm in the general portion of the band plan because I want the most bang for my buck while I'm out there,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we could go down and do.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. The other night, 40-meter sweepstakes was going. I really said, can I just go ahead and jump down to the extra and get this activation? And I really thought about it, but then I knew I was alienating a lot of my hunters.
I think you would have been fine because 25% of them would have hunted you anyway, and they'd have been a general.
That's true. But then you would have Mr. Policeman that would have sent them all an email.
That's right.
And then sent me an email listing every single call that I need to take out of my log.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, if you want to police things so bad, why don't you go harass the guy that's in the minivan saying he's in a POTA park doing a fifer? Yeah. Go harass him.
I encourage everybody to upgrade to general. I mean, to me, to upgrade to extra, because to me anyway, my general exam was 10 times harder than the extra because of the gap between 1995 and I forget when I got my general, 2020, 2021, something like that. But that large gap of time of really nothing to do in ham radio, not retaining that knowledge, because if you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing. Me studying for my general from a technician no code was 10 times harder than going from general to extra. Because all the time that I was a general, I had the practical hands-on doing, which fed into me understanding more about extra. So I'm a firm believer of you can be book smart, but still be stupid. Or you can be, a really smart person, but not have a certificate to show for it. It can go both ways.
Or you could be a really smart person, but when it comes to computers, that's what you have Dan for.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think she's in the chat tonight, but I did want to give a shout out to Kilo Romeo 4 Fox Tango November, who passed her general on Saturday and is now hunting me.
I heard that QSO.
She is Zach's daughter, Alpha India 4 Zulu Delta. And I think she's 9.
I remember.
If I did, I'm sorry, but
I remember you making a QSO with her. Yeah.
I made a QSO with her recently under Zach's call.
Miss Maggie.
And I sent her some stickers, and now she's hunting me with her own. So
awesome.
Good deal. Yeah, she's awesome. Had a long QSO during the middle of a pileup. I love when my pileups are so deep and people are just talking over me and being rude, and I get a kid in there. I'm like, okay, what's this? What's this? Because I'm going to show y'all what's important. It's that QSO with the kid, not you getting in my log over top of 15 people. Last night was so aggravating because every other call that I would call somebody back, I'd have to call them back 4 times because everybody was talking over top of me. And that was one of those activations. You guys were lucky I was with Josh, because we all know what I would have done if I'd been by myself. I'd have said, all right, guys, y'all do it one more time, and I'm out of here.
All right. Zulu Delta, give the call sign again.
His call is Alpha India 4 Zulu Delta. That's Zach from North Carolina, and his daughter's is Kilo Romeo 4 Fox Tango November.
That's not what it is. It's Alpha India 4 Zulu Delta. That's right. I passed the extra theory and failed the extra code. Yep. And you get the advanced. I specifically waited to test back in 95 when they dropped the code requirement, because I thought CW was a worthless mode. I never want to learn it anyway. It's a waste of my time. And here I am now telling Whiskey One Whiskey Charlie on his CW activations about a cool mocha dessert that's in the chat that he should check out. And then he replies, I thought you said my signal was a mocha dessert.
Listen, the bands were so rough today. We all know that I typically will give a 599 or a 5NN or a 5.5N.
Yeah.
So if you're below a 5.5, you get a 5.5. If you're above a 5.5, you get a 5.9. Today, I was literally taking the time to send out 1.1s.
That's hilarious. That's great. Yeah, I know if you give me a 5.5, I know it's rough.
That's exactly how rough the bands have been. I've worked Dan a couple of times in the last couple of days. Matter of fact, he multi-banded me yesterday. Mm-hmm. And today was worse than yesterday, believe it or not. And every time Dan worked me yesterday, his best may have been a 5.5.
Yeah.
So
that's how you get those QSO counts up, man. If you're at that 3 for me, I'm gonna hit you every time.
Which is weird too that I even heard you at all. Yeah. I know you were throwing out some watts because
the wire was glowing. Yeah.
I had tried to hunt several Georgia stations before I left the house that day. That's what made me go out. because I couldn't hear a soul at the house. So I said, "Oh, it's time for me to go out." I couldn't hear Georgia for nothing, and the fact that you was able to work me, even if it would have been a 2-2, would have been amazing.
I was melting the insulation off the doublet, that's for sure. But I'm a firm believer now. It used to not be this way, but especially with the antenna system I have and receiving and all that stuff. If I can hear you, I can work you. It might take me a while. You might barely hear me, but if you hang in there with me, I'm going to work you if I can hear you, period.
That's the problem with my DX10, because I don't have an amplifier. And if I know somebody's there, I can filter it.
Mm-hmm.
If I have my 10 with me, I can filter it and I can hear them. But if I have to filter it that much, they're not going to hear me.
Well, you got to think too, because if the hunter's pushing 1,500 watts,
yeah,
and then you have to filter it to hear them, they're probably not going to hear your 100 watts.
Yeah, they're not hearing me to start with.
Yeah,
there's plenty of people that'll hunt me, and they just see me in the spots, and they just come in there blaring, just call sign after call sign after call sign, and you can call them back and crickets.
Yeah, that makes it all right. So I actually got CW in Japan last night, and it was a rough contact. To give him a 119 would have been generous. I mean, I was running VC Tune and the Contour at the same damn time trying to get this guy. And he finally got the DA into my call sign because he kept sending over and over again, Whiskey Delta 4 ? Whiskey Delta 4 ? And after about literally 5 minutes, which is a long time, he finally got my call sign. And what I was most impressed with was not only did we make the contact, but it was a Japan station. I want to say it was 15 meters, but everybody else that was in that pile up to work him, they stood by and they stayed quiet for 5 minutes while I was trying to work this guy. Because normally I'd have had no chance. Somebody else would have blasted me out, stuff like that. I was really impressed that everybody else stood by and let me try to work this guy.
So is the FCC not going back to work Monday with the rest of the government?
They are. The last thing I read is there's a huge backlog they're trying to go through.
Okay.
Because the ULS system, universal licensing, is it does more than ham radio. It does commercial licensing, public safety, everything else. And to be honest, they want to get that backlog out of the way first before they deal with ham radio stuff. And I don't blame them.
So Mike, it's not a new antenna. It's an antenna that I'm going to do a review on and then offer a price as long as I like my results of the review. The thing is, I'm not doing a first look at it. I do first look videos where I'll give you my first opinion. I'm actually going to do a review on this antenna. So if I review something, I have had to use the guts out of it. So there's some serious testing going on in and out of the parks and stuff right now with it. Hopefully by the end of next week, I should drop something. And then I'll call and see what kind of deal he's going to work with me, whether it's going to be something for Black Friday or Christmas deal or whatever.
I'm sure you can work something out with him because I'm sure it's
done said. He's done talk.
No,
when I messaged him, I told him I wanted to run a special.
Yeah, do that because just as soon as you put it out there that you have a 10-band hex beam that fits in a bag, people are going to go crazy, dude. I'm telling you. Yeah. I want one. I mean, it's a 10-band hex beam that fits in like a little MC750 case,
Oh, here we Yeah, and you have to know how to use one of those to get to your Ultra Extra.
That's right. The Ultra Extra has a no, it actually does 80 meters too. Yeah, 40 and 80 on this hex beam. Yes, sir. You need a football field to turn it around in, but we'll get it done.
Oh God! Anyone get a LiPo on Amazon and have to wake it up? And
Yeah,
hold on.
Not me. I've never drained one that far.
Yeah, I don't drain my batteries that low ever. So no, I haven't had to.
What do you mean the exchange of the contest is so exhausting there, Fox? Man, you're 5'9", 234 WD4 DAN. Check. No, WD4 DAN, I'd be what, Bravo? Or Delta? I forget which one. Check Golf Alpha 95.
Chances are, Steven, you got a battery off Amazon and didn't use my Amazon code, and that's going to make it junk right off the bat.
That's right. Yes. Tata, the hex beam that he's coming out with, especially on 80 meters, is 1-to-1 across the entire band, and it's legal limit.
And if you buy the bonus flux capacitor, you can do 160.
Yes, but it's 80 meter 1-to-1 across the entire band of 80. If you look at the wire, it's about this thick, just so it can get the cue where he wants it. But
I'd love to come have somebody come photo with me, and me have wire this big for
that'd be great.
Oh,
That's some like 3-inch hard line.
Yeah, and to protect the wire from squirrels, it has armor lock around all the wire.
Yeah. I appreciate it. That's right. Happy birthday to Terry too.
Mm-hmm.
I told Terry happy birthday today. He was hunting somebody. I forget who it
Oh.
was, and I keyed up and said happy birthday. I don't even know if he heard me, but
Dude, I'm still mad about my birthday. Why does my birthday fall on the weekend of the Sunday of the Hamfest? So I cannot do my standard birthday activation.
that's true. Yeah. No, it's not my birthday, but
I will
hey,
I will do that birthday activation this week.
What does my shirt say? My shirt says, it's okay if you don't like ham radio. It's kind of a smart people hobby anyway. That's right. That was a gift from Whiskey Romeo 8 Romeo Echo Echo Romeo Echo.
You gotta. Dom says he carries 3 batteries. I carry extra everything, like everything. Well, for example, today, my activation would have been.
That's actually
look
mine.
there. Somebody got Dan some coffee for his birthday, I guess.
He said it's my birthday. Y'all keep them coming till my actual birthday. That'll be funny.
Oh.
Book smart is not everything. That's true. That is true.
No, because a lot of book smart people have no common sense.
Common sense is not so common. I've noticed that.
I'll tell you what, I would rather be in the field with somebody that has common sense than somebody that's book smart any day.
Yes, let me tell you. All right. Most of y'all know I used to be a sheriff's deputy. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. Being a law enforcement officer is 90% common damn sense. Seriously. You don't have to be a smart individual to be a good cop. I'm not saying anything untoward to police officers, but it's 90% common damn sense, period. And I ran into so many that didn't have not even 10% of that. It was crazy. What's the trick of catching modern Morris keys in stock? Play the Mega Millions. You got a better chance of getting that, I guess. Just put in your order and he'll get around to them. Now you got one. Whiskey 1, a Whiskey Charlie 4 pizza.
Thank you very much, Brian. Appreciate you. Brian also donated on the members only stream. So for you guys that don't know, I'm kind of a stream fanatic anymore because that's all I do with my life.
Yeah.
But the YouTube members get a weekly live stream. It's normally one of my activations. And when I say, it's live. So it's nothing edited. They get to see all my reactions, how I react to people who don't have common sense. They get to see all that good stuff. And also my Patreons get one of them as well. So that's benefits that people get. But I also live stream every day on TikTok. Not necessarily an activation. It could be something educational, or it could be me just hanging out and seeing what people want to talk about. But I've been live streaming every day on TikTok for, I don't know now. It's kind of like my new Bailey Sprott.
Yeah. Mike, I don't know, man. I respect firefighters. I mean, as much crap as we give them as police officers, the police officer fire banter back and forth, It takes a special breed of person to run their butt into a burning building. I'll just sit back and make sure nobody runs over your fire hose. You can do that part. And it's not for me, but I have common sense. I just forgot where I put it again. Yeah. See you, Gene.
My common sense is there. The book smart's there too. But when it comes to anything to do with a computer, I mean, I can use a computer. I can do what I need to do on a computer. But if people start saying, "Oh, you got to go in the operating system and do this code and this code," no. Dan, where you at?
Yeah, that's about right. All right, we're coming up on the tippy top of the hour. Been a good shenanigans, I think. Cover a lot of shenanigan type topics.
My cousin says she's more book smart. I'm not sure if the knowledge of books you read should be out to people. So
yeah,
you keep your smarts to yourself.
Never thought about it that way. Yeah, you might be right.
Anyway. Oh, we are at the top of the hour, ain't we? So I guess, Dan, what do you got coming up?
Not a lot. Just another day, another week at the grind coming up. Episode 148 of Shenanigans is in the books. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on this wacky Sunday. And, James, what you got coming
on? For me, I guess I'm just going to live stream every day and POTA every day and drop shorts most of those days and videos most of those days because that's what I do. But one thing I am looking forward to, Thanksgiving is coming up because we all know I like to eat. And Christmas is coming up, and I got a Patreon Christmas party that I'm really excited. I'm more excited. I'm more excited to see the person open the gift that I got them than anything. That's what I'm excited about.
POTA boy, glad we could be here, buddy. Come back next week. We stream on Wednesdays at 8 Eastern, and right here on Shenanigans Sundays at 6.
Yeah, Wednesday's more topic oriented, more radio oriented. Shenanigans, you could get radio, you could get talk about donuts, you could get anything. I mean, we could tell Dennis that his radio sucks, but
it doesn't.
It could be anything. Anyway, later, guys. Thanks a lot, and thanks for this super chat tonight. 73, everybody.
73.